Hi, I'm Jim, W6LG for Ham Radio Basics. Welcome to my radio room here on Wolf Mountain. That's Orrin, K9KEJ. Orrin is a world-class fisherman. He's been inducted into a Hall of Fame. He's also worked and confirmed over 320 countries. Orrin will tell you that DXing is like fishing. You need to know when and where. And in 10 seconds, I'll give you some tips that will help you figure out when and where you can fish for DX.
Whiskey 6 Lima calling CQ, hello CQ. CQ calling CQ, hello CQ. Whiskey 6 Lima Golf. Whiskey 6 Lima Golf.
Okay, local time's a little bit after 6 o'clock. Zulu time, that would be 1400 UTC. We'll click on the DX cluster. And I've got it set up for 20 meters. The way to do that is, well, first of all, there's the modes. So I've got, right now, phone only. And I picked 20 meters only. If I wanted all bands, I could click all, and it'll show DX on all those bands. But I'm just interested in 20 meters, so let's do 20. And the next thing to pick down here is what DX are you looking for. Right now I'm not looking for North America, so I'm going to click none, and I want Europe. Let's say Europe only. So, and further down is the source of the DX, and I'm going to leave that for all just for now, understanding that, well, here's a guy in Canary Islands posting a guy in Hungary who's portable. So let's see what's here. Well, I don't see stuff being posted by guys in the US, so let's narrow this down just a bit. So let's go down here and we'll say North America only. My local time is 6 a.m. Zulu's 8 hours past that, so I guess that's NX7TT. Station he posted it is in Slovenia. If you don't know what country this is, you click on the flag. Here's that could be Marty OH2BH, Alan Island, which is pretty rare. So let's see what's going on. Something must be with the propagation. So let's go to eham.net. And on the left hand side I'm going to click on propagation. And here we go. Solar flux 72, estimated A index of 4. K was 0. That's actually pretty good. Space weather for the next 24 hours predicted to be moderate. Geomagnetic storms reaching G2 are likely, so that may explain it. Conditions may be terrible. Oh, we've looked at the cluster, at least one of them. There's others. Going back to this one, it has a lot of neat features. Let's see where let's say this is a DXpedition. We want to see where they are. So let's type in OH0Z. Okay, Alan Island, Europe, spots by band. 20 meters has been pretty good. And let's see here. By continent, Europe, North America, pretty well heard. Spots, WhisperNet. Here we go. Alright, so let's well, this is a very different story than what we're seeing on the cluster. Make sure I got the right time here. Got to update this. Okay, excellent. This is telling us a lot. Let's scroll down the page a bit. And let's now what this tells me is very different from what the DX cluster is saying. Guys on the East Coast, here's the gray line. And oftentimes that's a good path. So that line between, in this case, the nighttime, daytime, right in this path, it's called the gray line. And you can see that the guys that are beaconing, thank you for all of that, on the East Coast are being heard in droves on in Europe, and that's Canary Island down here, and even into don't know if those lines connected. I don't think they're being heard into India, but let's zoom in just a bit more. And you can see the number of guys who are generous enough to provide a beacon signal. And there's tons of them. So let's go to California. And this just sort of proves that the gray line really does work. Of the few guys in California, they're not being heard, or on the West Coast, they're not being heard in Europe yet. Well, there are some tips on fishing for DX, and there are lots of others. None of these things are absolute. They're guides. They'll help you out. They're going to show you what band and what time of day. I think the most important thing that you can do in using those tools is listen. And listen and listen and listen. And when you see stuff being posted, go listen. It's really important to figure out how things work and what times the bands are open and where you might be able to talk to. And if you have a guy like K9KEJ in your neighborhood who's actively on the air, ask him for some help. You might get some really good tips. And as I said, there's a lot more than the ones that I showed you, but those are a few that I use pretty much every day. Thanks for watching. I'm Jim, W6LG for Ham Radio Basics. Go fish for some DX.